always a mess to discuss. However, it's an extremely important point from the practical point of view. My business is trying to make predictions. Predictions are the engineering business. I have to predict what's going to happen in the future. So I have to believe in my figures. Can I believe in deltaK effective? So the scope of this work is to raise some new questions about the validity of Elder's idea, original idea. Elder has had two ideas. One is unquestionable. Is there crack closure? As far as I'm concerned, I'm absolutely convinced that I can measure crack closure. However, his second idea is a little bit ahead. He assumes that the crack driving force is deltaK effect, Kmax minus K open. Is that true? Can we believe that deltaK effect is the actual crack driving force? What I'm going to show you that although his explanation, recent explanation, is reasonable, it cannot explain some experimental data that is very easy to reproduce. So I'm going to show you some data that cannot be justified by deltaK effective product. Why do I care about that? Because I have to sign below some predictions. Fatigue crack growth rates are extremely sensible to variable amplitude loading. I was in a conference 2 weeks ago about that. And a lot of people keep using the deltaK effective parameter to make predictions. They don't work, they fit adjustments constant there in order to try to see that things should work in that way. However, very simple experiments can convince open-minded people that deltaK effective concept is not a panacea. It does not solve all fatigue crack growth problems. A lot of other feasible explanations exist. I can prove you that crack bifurcation is a suitable mechanism to delay cracks. Residual stresses are suitable mechanisms as well. And the problem is that the importance of the various mechanisms that can affect crack closure, residual stresses, crack cleaning, keep changing. For example, can we say that open load is independent of the residual ligament size? Is that reasonable? Is open load a property of the material? I'm going to show you that it's not. If I get the very same material and measure crack closure along the propagation of a crack under fixed load conditions, the open load changes. Although the crack growth rate does not. So I have a lot of interesting questions that you can read along the paper. However, since I have only 10 minutes to sell my ideas, and since I am sure we are going to have a lot of discussions about that, let me show you. First argument, does crack closure exist? No doubt about that. That's a measurement I have made a very long time ago during my doctoral studies. So long ago that I don't even like to remember that. However, very precise measurement. We have used linear subtractor in order to identify the opening load as precisely as possible within a resolution of about 1%. That worked wonderfully. So, what are you seeing here? Original Elber idea. I have nothing to do with that.
non-linear behavior in a compliance plot. Linear behavior after this point. Elber said, crack was closed until here, open after that. Although some very new modern microtomography studies in 3D have shown that there is no such thing as a one singular opening node, because we can have closed spots along the crack front. Let's keep with this idea. Macroscopically, we can identify an open node. However, we have issues about this idea. Let me show you a very, very, very nice experiment. This one. We did pick a plate, and we did propagate in mode 1 a crack for a short while, in order to get an approximately straight front. Then we pick the plate, turn the plate, and start to propagate the crack under bending loads. If the crack is going to propagate under bending loads, part of the crack front will be for sure closed, because the bending stresses, the bending distribution along the crack front is going to close the crack. Not special. We don't have to say that we have plasticity, displaced closure, or whatever other kind of closure. All right. What do you think the crack should do? We start with a more or less straight crack front in pure tension. Change the loading. Start to bend the crack. For sure, part of the crack front is going to be closed. No stress intensity factor in the closed part, compressive stresses. If I was a crack, I would not like to grow under compression. Cracks don't like to grow under compression. And if we assume that the fatigue crack growth at every point along the crack front is proportional to the crack driving force there, the crack should grow in open part. And that is exactly what the crack did. Look how beautiful, or not so beautiful, this picture is. Initial crack front, more or less straight. Then we start to bend the crack. Successive crack fronts. Of course, the crack does grow a little bit in the originally compressed part because the neutral line changes while the crack is growing. Very strong evidence that the crack does grow as it's supposed to do, proportionally to this crack driving force at every point along its front. Aha! Why do I care about that? Classical explanation. I have a rule. Classical Machiavelli experiment. And the crack is going to be arrested because of crack closure along the surface of the specimen, where you have a plane stress related to it. If it is true, if you do have a gradient of closure along the crack front, what should the crack do? It must bow. It has to be arrested at the points where the closure is high enough. But in the middle, in the plane strain dominated region, where you have almost no closure, why did we stop? Is one point of closure enough to arrest a crack? No way! In 2D, it is very easy to use this argument, but there's no way you can use this argument in 3D. And that's a very strong evidence of what I'm talking about. Moreover, another nice test. Graded exposure along the crack front. Thick specimens, plain strength, dominated by thick crack growth. Thin specimens, plain stress, dominated fatigue crack growth. In plain strength, less closure, higher delta K effective. In plain stress, more closure. So we must have different fatigue crack growth rate, of course. How about asking the material? So we decided to do a very simple test. Round 3-inch bar of 1020 steel. I can buy this anywhere. And we will put slices of this bar, very same bar, thin ones and thick ones, 2 millimeter, 30 millimeter thick, just to use classical definition of plane stress and plane strain. What is the classical definition of plane strain? Say, the E399 definition. We have to have a thickness higher than 2.5 K mass divided by xy squared. Okay, let's do it. What is the definition of plane stress? The size of the plastic dome has to be bigger, larger than the specimen thickness. Okay, we did that. So we did propagate the crack under plane stress and plane strain as conventionally accepted. Moreover, in order to discuss closure, we have measure closure. Unless we do that, we're going to stay here forever. So we did measure closure along the crack propagation path, using two redundant methods. One, a single gauge in the back face of the specimen. The thick specimen, the thin specimen there. Oh, I have to be. I think. It's still there. However, people that measure closure, love closure, say you cannot use a far field measurement. No more. Albert did use, but it's out of fashion. You need to measure a near field strain. Okay, I did put a strip of strain gauges along the what would be the crack path in order to measure closure near the crack tip and from the far field. Guess what? The measurements were identical. I don't need to measure closure near the crack tip. I can use the far field measure. Very nice crack fronts. And the results? Constant load conditions. Most stupid test you can do. Fix delta K, fix R. Along the whole crack front. What did I add? Constant PADM, of course. Constant load conditions. Constant fatigue crack growth rates. And about opening load. In the future. In the thin specimen and in the thick specimen. No effect of thickness. Plane stress, plane strain, same fatigue crack growth rate. We see the dispersion, not the dispersion of a test made by a student. Crack opening load, changing, higher when you start, lower when the crack gets bigger. Why? Because the size of the residual opening decreases. Not enough material to fill the crack. What can I conclude? For my relief as a mechanical designer, And we should be grateful that I know how to make stress against the factors. I even really do know how to do it. I know how to read tables of stress intensity factors. I don't know how to calculate practice. Nobody does. We do have some reasonable models. Professor Newman did excellent work trying to use what we already know, plates, blame, spring, whatever. And that's all. If we open and roll the pants in the size of the specimen, in the egg, acid, whatever, I would never be able to make a prediction. If I don't know how to calculate deltaKeff, I would not be able to make a prediction. However, this data shows that the classical pairs idea, the ADN, is a function of the stress intensity factor, not of the effective stress intensity factor. Make my sleep easier. I can believe in what I do. That was the question I decided to bring to this conference. It's a practical field conference. I could be making more fancy presentations. However, what you really want to know when you study practical fields is what you can do with this event. Believe me, the stress intensity factors have been very nice. They don't be easy to explain what's really happening in the project, but they do control the classes less. If the classes don't know more, and that's the reason why I do it. That's all. Thank you.
Questions, please.